See the image in Christian magazines. If you go look at some Christian magazine, here's a handsome man, has a shirt and a tie on. He's very well dressed. He's standing by a beautiful woman who has 2 little children. And this is, he's in a peaceful setting. This is depicting the Christian life. And they miss totally much of the revelation that is in the Bible. Recently, Donald Trump, and if you don't like Donald Trump, thank you for letting me know that, so I'll be warned ahead of time. So there was a woman that lost her son in a battle. As she lost her son, Donald Trump said, well, as he talked to her, when he enlisted, he knew that there was a possibility. The whole world came against him. That's no kindness, no sympathy of any kind. He was sympathetic, but he simply was telling the woman something's true. When you join the military, you put your life on the line. Can you say amen? They warn you that they control you, they own you. I'll tell you about that a little bit later. And so when he said, you signed that paper, as he told her, when he signed that paper, he knew that that's a possibility of paying the ultimate price. So here's a contract. And here's a contrast to the picture that is drawn, is verse 4, an engagement in warfare. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's a description of this Christian life. You know what's the main problem of many people today? They've never been in a fight. You know what a fight is? Blood. When I was 18 years old, I was living in Phoenix, Arizona with my mother. My parents had divorced, and I was living with my mother and stepfather, and I went to the movies. And as I went to the movies, there was a girl that caught my eye, and I started flirting with her. The problem is her boyfriend was there. The next thing you know, me and him are outside duking it out. I did fantastically well until he caught me in the temple and knocked me cold as a cucumber. My friend rode me around in a truck for an hour and a half, and I'm still woozy. I mean, he laid me out. That wasn't the only fight I was ever in, but that's the one I lost. That's the problem with much of today. They've never tasted blood. They've never had their eye blackened. They've never been knocked down. They don't even know what fighting's all about. All they know is Floyd Mayweather and McGregor making millions of dollars on a TV screen somewhere. That's all they know about fight, and you're missing a great part of life. You learn many lessons. When you learn about fighting, you learn you better win the fight or you're going to be all bloodied up. My dad told me, he said, don't fight. But if you do fight, make sure you win. Whatever you have to pick up, club, rock, whatever, just make sure you fight. And so he planted that in me, and it stayed in there. I was in the Roman Colosseum some years ago on one of the tours, and the Roman Colosseum is where many Christians paid with their life. They fought gladiators to the death. Many of them fought wild beasts. And so as you stand there, if you know anything about history and you're looking out at that majestic structure, this was a place where many, many Christians paid with their life. And you can't help but understand that their blood has stained the sands of the Colosseum.